Prime time.
I knew I could tell from
Prime time.
your recent Facebook. You're not just on the bandwagon. You're up in the lead car.
It's personal. It's personal.
So how did he get so personal, man?
Hey, let me tell you what Dion told me. If you were a father and they talking about your babies, and they saying what you can't do and what you can do, it's personal.
Okay,
All
I
right.
respect that.
And let me tell you, like, Dion got both his toes amputated to be a coach right now.
Do we have to talk about that?
You seen that?
Yeah, it was horrible. I don't deal well with missing body parts.
Pink, how do you not root for a man who cut off his big toe?
Two.
How you cut off both your big toes?
I just don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it.
It's personal.
So,
Yo,
I guess it is.
He cut off his big toe, both big toes.
Oh no, I thought it was two toes on the same foot.
Is it?
I think he got one good foot and one half a foot.
And my story is better, Pink.
One on each toe.
I just feel like both big toes.
If you're missing both big toes, you're in trouble.
How you live without a big toe?
That's tough. It's key to your balance, man.
Why did this is so off subject to the producers of this show? But why did they have to take off his big toe? Does anybody know?
I thought he developed an infection. I thought he's had. My understanding is through his playing days, he had a foot-toe injury, had some procedures on it, and eventually it developed an infection.
Oh, like turf toe throughout it.
Stuff like that, yeah. I'm not sure the specifics, but I think after some procedure, he developed an infection that just really they couldn't deal with other than to amputate the toe. So
It's personal.
But yeah, the amazing thing, he barely missed any time. Like,
No,
I mean,
he was
this
on,
first happened when he was at Jackson State.
right. He was in the wheelchair,
He was in a wheelchair, golf cart, at times, and just
and he had his fine ass girlfriend pushing him.
yeah,
What's
Tracy Edmonds.
Tracy Edmonds?
She used to marry to Babyface.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
You got Babyface's seconds.
Now she got adult feet.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's pretty funny.
Baby faces segment.
She goes from Babyface, like probably living in L.A. and Atlanta and those places to like living in Jackson, Mississippi, and Colorado.
Yeah, but she wasn't slumming it though. I'm sure
Nah, you're not
it was
slumming
it was the nicest house in Jackson.
I'm sure it was,
It's personal.
which would have made it like the millionth best home in Orlando.
Let's look at the headline. It says Deion Sanders, Colorado's receiving absurd amount of recruiting calls after wins over TCU and Nebraska.
Yeah, so Deion has this thing rolling. I mean, he has been masterful as a coach and brand, both at Jackson State and it's carrying on to Colorado. He has, the way he's come in, the teams that perform well, so you got the coaching box checked, but he has created a vibe and an attention that, to me, now at Colorado 2-0, it's the biggest story in college football. And you have a team in the Georgia Bulldogs that have won back-to-back titles and have as good a chance as anyone to win this year and three-peat. And that's not going to be the biggest story this year.
Yeah, I mean, because they were projected to win 3 games.
I don't know what they're projected this year. I know last year they won
one game.
And so anything that you get rolling above that is crazy.
And not only they won 1 game, but their average margin for loss was like almost 30 points.
Yeah, they were getting
Mollywopped.
Yeah.
That's what they say. You call it mollywopped.
They were getting mollywopped, for sure.
And so now 2-0, he's overachieved.
For sure.
And he beat the number 17 in the country, the guys TCU who played in the championship last year.
Yep.
And then in that game, the defense looked like they just were getting handled.
Yeah.
Fast forward to Nebraska, their rivalry game. You know, Colorado been off the map so long, I didn't even know they had rivals.
Yeah.
And so now Nebraska is this team that they hate, and they've always hated, but we just never knew because we never watched.
Two irrelevant people
Right.
hate each other. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's like Roseanne and Ricky Lake beefing. Like, who would care?
Who cares?
But
Fat people are beefing.
right. So it's like and so now the defense looks like, hey, this Colorado offense is amazing. It's fast. It's full of athletes, but their defense is not up to snuff, as they say.
Yes.
And then they play Nebraska, and the defense was like Baltimore Super Bowl.
I gotta pump the brakes on that.
No, am I overdoing it?
That Nebraska offense is dog piss. They are very bad.
It's the what's the quarterback's name?
Jeff Sims.
Jeff Sims is like he just like fumbling.
Yeah, well, he's from Jacksonville.
No, he not of us. He's not from Florida at all. Don't
sadly,
spread that.
Sadly, he is.
No, he got to be from Harlem.
No.
He's a transplant of sorts.
No, we can disown him, but he's from Jacksonville. He was a longtime Florida State commit, ended up going to Georgia Tech when Mike Norvell didn't want him, and Mike Norvell was right because he's not very good. So
I don't know if he's not good. It's just
I can assure you
in those
he's
big
not very
moments.
good. He's just not very good.
He was making just like just mishaps that had nothing to do with his skill, like
Agreed.
fumbling the snap 3 times,
Yeah.
calling for the snap in motion, and then hit the guy in motion.
That's a big part of the reason he's not very good. Because if you look at Jeff Sims, like he has good size, he's an athletic guy. He did have a rushing touchdown in the game. If he's just simply throwing the football against air, he has a quality arm. But Jeff Sims has not put it all together to be a good quarterback.
Now this what I want to know, since I am a Colorado Buffalo, and I've always been since this year.
since 2.5 weeks ago.
Why was this Nebraska coach talking so tough, and he had like this bum of a quarterback? And
Well, what did the Nebraska coach say?
I just know it's personal. Pink. I don't know what he said.
I don't know. Like there were some mixed stories in that. Now his name is Coach Rule. He revived the Baylor program a few years back. Then he was like a hot guy on the market and went to the Carolina Panthers in the NFL and did not have success. And so this Nebraska job is basically like a rehab assignment for him to try and rebuild his career. And if he fails here, he's just going to be a marginal guy the rest of his career. But if he's able to get some traction in Nebraska, he's got a chance. I mean, there's a lot of people who believe he can coach. Nebraska's just not a good job right now. But I was a little confused. Now, like he told some story that before the game, he kind of invites his team and anybody on the field to pray in the center circle. And apparently there was some sort of thing where he says he invited Shedeur, Deion's son, to join the prayer group, and there was a little miscommunication.
But how you invite me to pray in my house?
Here's my thing: don't invite me to pray anywhere because I ain't doing it.
Yeah, it's like, no, and I mean, because Deion is of that faith, or of faith, and and I'm sure they pray and all that stuff. But it's like, you can't like make no rules in my house. You can't be like, hey, we praying right now. Like, actually, we not.
It's not our time to pray.
It's not even a prayer. It's just you have the audacity.
Yeah, that's why I have a big beef with a lot of religious people. It's like because they feel entitled to put their prayer out there. And again, it's tough to say, like, hey, we're going to pray. Fuck you. Like, I mean, that's just a tough
It's actually not that tough to say. I'm going to be honest with you.
But for some people it is. It's tough. I don't know.
It's I mean, that's very like, I mean, sometimes religious people, and this is not a knock on anybody, whatever you believe, but it's like condescending. Like to say, to be like, hey, you don't believe what I believe, you lost.
Well, that's the fundamental thing with religion. It's like if you agree to live in this way, you will be rewarded. And it's not always easy to live in the way of the religion. Right. And by doing that, you kind of put yourself on this elevated pedestal, and you tend to look down at everybody who's not doing it your way. I think religion is a bunch of divisive.
All right, let's move on, because before they cut us off, man, that part wasn't personal. That was anyway.
For me, it was.